Still hard to believe how high Brady's voice got there a couple of years ago. And with that, we welcome you to a Monday edition of NFL Total Access. Hope you had a fantastic Mother's Day weekend. Happy birthday to my mom, by the way. She had two big things to celebrate yesterday. Broadcasting live from a guest bedroom somewhere in Southern California. My name is Andrew Siciliano, joined shortly by Hall of Famer Kurt Warner, by David Carr, and by Steve Smith Sr. We are 125 days away, and yes, we are counting from the first full NFL Sunday on September 13th of the 2020 season, in which Tom Brady, then of the Patriots, now of the Buccaneers, will take his new team to New Orleans to face Drew Brees and the Saints. It's in a national window at 4:25 Eastern Time on Fox, and you better get used to seeing the Bucs on national TV.
How you feeling about going to be on prime time 5 times?
Well, I love it. I love the expectations and the excitement that brings. I think our players will enjoy it, and as coaches, you have to embrace it and get ready for it. And I think our guys are going to be really, really excited about the season.
We also made a couple primetime splashes in the offseason, bringing in Tom Brady, signing Rob Gronkowski. And I know you've never been shy about setting your expectations out there. Is it safe to say that Tampa Bay is all in on winning the Super Bowl this year?
Well, I think that's our goal every year, to put a ring on your finger. There's no other reason not to play. And you have to get in the playoffs first, though. And for us, it's to get in the playoffs, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, they're all in when you look at these numbers. Basically, Tom Brady has far more playoff success, obviously, far more Super Bowl, than the Bucs in their entire franchise history. That's exactly why they went out and got him. You saw Kurt Warner there. That was last Thursday during the scheduled release show. Bruce Arians sitting on the dock. You see Kurt Warner here as well, and David Carr. Good afternoon to you both, gentlemen, here. David, start with you. It's an odd offseason, obviously. Bruce Arians, Tom Brady, very different systems, what they've run in the past. How does Arians and this Bucs offense here tailor everything for Brady to get them moving towards that Super Bowl?
Well, Andrew, that's going to be the most interesting thing that comes of this whole move, is how is that system going to take in Tom Brady and adapt and move when we see it on the field for the first time? Is it going to be traditional New England Patriots offense, which is played inside out from their matchups with the running backs? Think about all the running backs that New England's utilized in matchup situations with linebackers and strong safeties and lesser cover guys. That's how Tom's played the last really second half of his career. And now you go to Tampa Bay, who's outside in. They have Evans and Godwin and now Gronk, and that's really their strength. And it's not really Tom Brady's, I would say, strength at this point to push the football down the field, no risk it, no biscuit type, mentality. So how are those things going to come together? That's the thing that we sit here and we kind of struggle with, because we just don't know. We don't know because it is Tom Brady that has to be on the field. It's not Bruce Arians. He doesn't get to go out there. Jameis Winston can push the ball on the field. Big physical guy. He's going to hang in there, take shots. I mean, Jameis would get rocked. This offensive line isn't strong. Yes, they went out, they got a tackle, but they didn't really solidify that much more. So I think that it's going to have to be more New England South. And Bruce Arians and Byron Leftwich are really going to have to work to make Tom Brady feel comfortable in this offense so he can just go get completions and do what he's always done. The hard part is you still have those big guys outside that want the football. So how's that going to work?
Well, David, when Tom Brady signed, I had the same questions in my mind. Will Bruce Arians adapt to what Tom Brady has done in the past? Does Tom Brady have to adapt? But then once they went out and signed Gronk, I do believe that Bruce Arians and company is going to ask Tom Brady, okay, how did you do things in New England? Yes, you have O.J. Howard now, and you got Rob Gronkowski. And Godwin is a guy that I believe can play in the slot as well, like a Julian Edelman type player. So I believe they are going to transform this offense, and it's going to be much more of Tom Brady influence. I think, you're going to have Mike Evans on the outside, and he's going to be our go-to guy when we get one-on-one and we want to stretch the ball down the field. But I believe it's going to start inside out with a 2 tight end type set, Godwin playing inside. And so I didn't know if it would be that way early on, but I think when you get Rob Gronkowski and you have those weapons inside and you bring in Tom Brady, who's been the best at playing inside the numbers, I think Bruce Arians has to go. Tom, talk to us. Tell us how you've done things in the past, and let's try to build around you and those guys we got, specifically Rob Gronkowski.
To try to teach a quarterback a new system here who's going to be 43 a little bit later this summer. We're going to talk about the younger quarterbacks, the rookies, with Kurt and David coming up shortly. See you then. Thank you, gentlemen. In the meantime, another veteran quarterback. We can talk about him, Dak Prescott, as we welcome in our NFL Network insider, Ian Rappaport. Ian, Dak has until July 15th to sign that long-term extension with the Cowboys. In the short term, he has to sign the franchise tag for that one-year deal. Kirk Cousins gave him some interesting advice over the weekend. Basically, don't be afraid. Sign the tag.
Basically, the message was the franchise tag can be your friend. Basically, the franchise tag can be leveraged, and no one knows this better than Kirk Cousins, who did tag, and then a fully guaranteed deal with the Minnesota Vikings. And, of course, Dak Prescott is not afraid of betting on himself. He did it last year for $2 million, a bargain for a starting quarterback, had another huge statistical year. Dak Prescott, from what I understand, is not afraid to bet on himself this year either. Certainly, it is a possibility that he plays on a $30+ million exclusive franchise tag. Safe to say all sides would like an extension done, but I do not sense much traction. No, Dak Prescott's not afraid of the tag, not afraid to use it as a weapon for the future.
Dak played out his rookie contract last season with the Cowboys. Tua Tagovailoa is signing his rookie contract, or at least agreeing to terms now. This is still news, Ian, even though these contracts are slotted and we kind of knew the numbers.
Yeah, the number is really not a big deal, but in case you were wondering, 4 years, $30.28 million, fully guaranteed, $19.6 million in a signing bonus. He has agreed to terms, and of course, we spent so much time in the pre-draft process focusing on Tua's health. Nothing different about his contract. It's all fine, very standard, and he guarantees this huge sum of money, used some of it to buy his mother a very nice car for Mother's Day yesterday. That was a nice thing. What's interesting about this contract, maybe compared to others, he gets $11.5 million before June, 85% of his signing bonus before he plays a regular season game, so very, very front-loaded. But the main thing is, this is over. He's going to sign it. No issues at all for the future franchise quarterback for the Dolphins.
You mentioned the Mother's Day gift. We're going to go to the Instagram right now and find photos of said car for Mom Diane. We're doing that as we speak. Thank you, Ian Rappaport, NFL Network Insider. Still to come on NFL Total Access. Last week's schedule release has us asking a couple of questions. For starters, of the 12 teams who earned a trip to the playoffs in 2019, who has the toughest road back in 2020? And of the 256 regular season games, is one more important than all the others? Answers are still to come. But first, Tua, we have good news and bad news.